Hey guys, how's it going? It's Constantine the Third here, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Stormrazor Vayne. So some of you might be scratching your head and saying, why would we go Stormrazor Vayne? We know that Bork Rageblade Vayne is currently the most popular build. In fact, you could even say it's all the rage. Sorry about that. In any case, let's talk about why the hell would you build Stormrazor Vayne? And that's an excellent question, right? If everybody is building Rageblade Bork at the pro level, then shouldn't we just copy them? Well, yes and no. You see, something I've noticed is that in some of my games, there aren't any tanks that I'm playing against. I'm just against enemy team compositions that are a bunch of squishy characters. So I really started to ask myself, do I need all of this max health damage against people that are squishy? And the answer was no. I really didn't feel like I needed it. So I built Stormrazor, Static Shiv, Infinity Edge, and I found that against squishy team compositions, I was able to do more damage, spike earlier, and be more useful overall than if I went the Bork Rageblade build. And maybe this is just something to do with my ELO. I'm not high enough ELO to see a bunch of tanks like pros are in Challenger and Master Tier. So maybe that's why I'm against all these squishy teams. But regardless, I'm assuming if I'm against squishy teams, then you guys are probably against at least sometimes squishy teams as well. And that's where I really want to show off this build. It is super good in laning phase, and it is super good at letting you blow people up once you get 2 or 3 items. Let me show some clips to you guys and really explain why this item is so good. One of the best things about Stormrazor Vayne is how well it snowballs. In this clip, I have just bought my Stormrazor, 2 daggers, and a pair of basic boots, so I'm really strong. We've killed these guys a couple of times already, and here's just a clip showing off of how strong your damage output can get when you get this fed. Like, it's nuts. Just watch me, and I'll slow this down. Look at that chunk right there. Insane. Huge amount of damage. And then I get another Stormrazor proc here on her. One more auto. Should be anyway. 178 damage right there. So we basically killed her in 1 stun and 2 auto attacks. Just massive amounts of damage can come out of this item if you're ahead. Here's another clip where I'm able to just jump onto the backline using my burst damage to turn a fight around. As you can see right here, I am not particularly fed. I don't have particularly good farm either. Yet I'm still able to pull off some pretty nice assassinations. So as you can see here, I'm just running over to do the Baron, when all of a sudden I see the fact that Caitlyn hits this ward over here. So I'm going to see that she's running at me, and then I'm going to jump on her like that. Caitlyn flashes away. I just do some fancy Vayne shit here. But again, the main thing I want to show off here is the damage output. So boom, right there, just pop her. Boom, right there, just pop her. And then I just catch up with Janna, even though I walk into a tornado like an idiot, and we just pop her like that. So even when you're not that fed, when you have 2 items, squishy characters just get absolutely demolished. Another big advantage of the build is that you don't have to warm up your Rageblade. With Rageblade Vayne, you kind of need to get your stacks up before you can jump into a fight. With Stormrazor Vayne, your first auto is your best auto, which means you can actually play Vayne much more like an assassin character. In this clip, I'm able to demolish their whole backline just by being able to jump on them over this wall and take them out. I'll show it to you guys here. As you can see, my Teemo's getting caught, and I see that Syndra is alone, so I ult flash over the wall, dodge the CC, get hit by Syndra ult still, and then I just kite it out really easily. Huge catch right there. And just massive amounts of burst damage that you're able to do with this build. So if you want to try this build out for yourself, here's kind of your core item set. First of all, obviously, you want to get a Stormrazor, then you're going to want to get Berserker Greaves, then you're looking for a Static Shiv, because that gives you the most kind of pop on your first item out of stealth, and then you're going to want to get an Infinity Edge as your damage core. It's a rather expensive build. This is why you typically purchase it when it's against squishy targets in games that you think you're going to be able to snowball in. So if you're against a bunch of squishy people and you just want to be able to one-shot them and you're not worried about killing tanks, this is the build for that. I want to be clear, if there are tanks on the enemy team, you're going to want to go Bork Rageblade instead. And if there's like 2 bruisers and you're like, I don't know, err on the side of Bork Rageblade because it's much less risky and you're guaranteed to be useful at 2 items, unlike with this build. Flexibility choices, as always, Guardian Angel, QSS, Phantom Dancer, Rapid Fire Cannon, all that's still on the table, so just kind of flex those in whenever you would normally put those into your other Vayne builds. For runes, very standard. I like going Fleet Footwork every game. I love the movement speed. I love the flexibility that it gives me in fights. I thoroughly enjoy the healing it gives in lane. Some people go press the attack when they're really trying to snowball. I think that's fine too if that's something you're interested in. For the side tree, I always go Sorcery, and I typically go Nimbus Cloak or Celerity, depending on which one I think will be more useful, and then obviously Gathering Storm to make myself more powerful in the late game. In terms of supports you're going to want to play with this build, I have found that Nami and Rakan are two very good supports to kind of cover the playstyle breadth that you would want to go with. Rakan is very good because he has a hard engage that you can use to get onto the squishy targets, and while they're stunned by his charm, you are able to kill them in a very short while due to how bursty you are. He complements this kind of playstyle very well, much rather than a Bork Rageblade, because you're trying to do damage per second, whereas Rakan is very good with, like, big bursty combos. That's why he's so good with Xayah, obviously. Nami is also very good because she allows you to play much more aggressively. By healing you and giving you slowing auto attacks, you're able to really rev up your damage. If you think about it, heal bounce and her auto attack buff complement your burst damage when coming out of stealth. Yeah, that's basically it though. I hope you guys liked the build. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments. Any video suggestions, as always, I love hearing them. Take it easy, boys. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.